stuff.
Stuff.
We have 2 clips from Kash Patel
Okay.
that are definitely worth talking about. We have to talk about a clip that I saw from Don Lemon for sure. There's some interesting news from Destiny that he shared today on his X account.
He's a pedophile?
Well, yes, but that's not the news.
Yeah, you heard about that though? Yeah.
What,
I heard something.
couldn't be less surprised. And man, big swing and a miss from big President Trump here and Pam Bondi. So what would you like to lead with, Ryan?
I'm leaning Destiny, David. What's the thumbnail this week?
It is Trump.
All right, well, swing Trump or Destiny.
Well, fuck, let's just get into Trump. It's gonna start. It's gonna start as a Pam Bondi clip, and then I will play a Trump clip, and then we can just roll because they're certainly on the same page here, and it's disappointing. So I'm gonna pull up right now Pam Bondi, and just let me know if this sounds like what the people voted for here.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. There's
I know. I get it. Just wait. Hold on. Just 1 second, because these are really the same, and we should really just play both and get it out of the way. Here's President Trump, also speaking.
And what do you think? Pam Bondi said she's going to go after hate speech. Is that? I mean, a lot of people, one of your allies, say hate speech is worse. You'll probably go after someone like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you. And what do you make Pam Bondi?
For the record, I said that Trump was going to do that.
Now, to be fair,
I said that what happened with the $16 million, we agreed that it was dope. That's fine, but there's the slippery slope into using it as a mass brush. Also, this is political grandstanding, bare minimum, right? Like, we would not be talking about this if Charlie Kirk was alive. Let's be honest.
I feel like we have been talking about this, unfortunately.
We have, but it wouldn't be, we're coming to put you in cuffs, especially in our culture. Like,
Sure.
this is the equivalent of banning guns after a school shooting, just with free speech. And you can label anything apparently to the president that he doesn't like or hurts his feelings or whatever the fuck he said is hate speech, which is not technically how freedom works. But since we're in the 99 and under freedom bracket, I guess, like, that's what we got. When the Ministry of Truth runs anything, this is political grandstanding. This is the equivalent of banning guns after school shooting. Republicans hate it. Also, for anybody that thinks I just am a D-rider for Trump, I have come out many times and said, fuck the president. In his past, particularly on guns, coincidentally enough, it's always on freedom, David. It's weird how I support these guys till they start jacking with the Constitution. It's really weird how it works, man. It's almost like I could separate my politicians from my politics. I don't believe in hate speech personally. They can say whatever. The government can say I'm an extremist. The government, they can lobby. They can fucking line everybody up. They can self-suicide me, fucking peg me in prison. I don't care. Like, the day comes for all of us, and what you're doing is tyrannical. I said that before. The thing I'm worried about with this political assassination is that anytime you start talking out against these people, they're going to just crack down, and it's going to be fine for Republicans because it's your side. But now, are we going to be battling this term limit thing now that Trump's going to skirt term limits? Because if we don't, everybody on the right's fucked, and then we make the very fascist thing that they said that you were the whole time that you said you weren't. But now you're acting like a fascist because hate speech isn't real. But then again, here's the double negative. Democrats can't say that hate speech isn't real because they were the ones using hate speech with transgenderism and everything fucking else. So now, this is the Spider-Man meme.
Well, that's an interesting point. It does get messy because if Trump uses hate speech to target the left can't claim that hate speech isn't real because they've been ranting about it for 2 decades now. It feels like,
and they also can't undo all the shit they said about him. I mean, they put his wife's nude photo shoot on the front headlines. Like, isn't that hate speech then? Like, can we just sue the shit out of everybody? There'll be no money left.
That's why you can't have a defined hate speech because there's no defined
Not for public
thing.
figures. Figures.
It's completely like it's completely opinion based, and then if you're making laws on this, and it's on whose opinion? Well, it's on the government's opinion, which means it changes from election cycle to election cycle because depending on whose office is good, it's going to determine what is hate speech. That's why it's very cut and dry. It's Congress shall make no law. We do have the right to freedom of speech.
I have the redress of my
religion,
grievance.
freedom of
I
press.
have a redress of my grievance. That
Redress
is, if they're
grievances
pedophiles,
separately.
kill them. Isn't that a redress of my grievance? If they're fucking our kids, can't we kill them? Isn't that a redress of our grievance if we're allowed political violence? Technically, David, if they've overrode and superseded the Constitution and been declared as tyrants, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from tyrants and patriots alike, David. Thomas Jefferson. Give me liberty or give me death, Patrick Henry. Go ahead, Trump. Put me in jail, kill me, make me a martyr. Go ahead. Like, is that what everybody's going to be in the skin for? The next following is the next martyrdom? This gets weird. Right wing is hijacking freedom. Not that they've never done it before, but we're talking the right wing. The right wing that literally went on in a whole political campaign, said retard and faggot and everything else. You said every other word that you wanted to get fucking elected. Elon can throw the Nazi salute. It's not the Nazi salute. It's the fucking Roman power salute. Okay, maybe. Come on. You're going to... Is that the way to get around Epstein's list? Is that anything said about Epstein is hate speech because you don't like it because he's not a pedophile? What's crazy is, like, I would need different lawyers for all of those accusations. I think the idea of a fair jury trial is dead also, and I also think there's no jury of our peers. I don't think that Dave and I can get a fair trial as well. Technicality. I put too many hours of podcasting out there with my political opinion. Changed my mind.
Interesting.
I cannot have a free... I can't have a public trial, David, that is non-biased.
Man, that would... I wonder if a really good lawyer can make that work.
I don't need a good lawyer. It's fact. I have 1,000 hours of political... I literally only do...
Unfortunately, the judge would have to agree with you.
Right, I know what you mean. But, I mean, really, 1,000 hours of political podcast, like, can Ben Shapiro get a free... Like, can he get a just lawyer? No. Well, like, where does it end? Fuck, Steven Crowder can't even get a just answer from YouTube. This is how you breed tyrants. I told you guys, we told you, Dave told you, history told you. This is nothing new under the sun, obviously. But this just shows how easy the people you elect can become the very thing you hate. This is 99.99% of us becoming Nazi camp concentration guards. And this is the equivalent, I'll say it again, this is the equivalent of banning guns after a school shooting, which is what Republicans hate.
Well, man, it's interesting though because
sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
But if that's the case, if it's like trying to ban guns after a school shooting, aren't they doing it in like almost in the opposite role though?
Not proactive enough, David.
Well, no. It's like Charlie Kirk did everything he did with speech, and then he was shot
In the throat.
in the throat, which is, some form of weird, like, irony, I guess. And then what do they? And then what's the responses to attack speech? Like,
When he
I don't know.
encouraged better dialogue. When he said that when we stop talking, that's when violence starts. And once again, he's the moderate. That guy's pumpkin spice vanilla latte, 8 hours of sleep, Ryan. That's not this dude. I want like half of you guys gone tomorrow. Like, get fucked. All half of it gone. Nah. Drain the swamp. Except this half of the swamp. It's my favorite half, David. My swamp. We become ogres quickly, David. The point of it, Charlie, the idea that we're going to cement his legacy by making it harder to have political discussion, when honestly, it's easier to have hate speech now than ever. When we're killing each other over politics. Oh, those stupid Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, when you can just label the stuff faster hate speech now, like, this is literal thought crimes because you're going to be prevented from speaking, which creates resentment. Let's be honest. It's crazy how much human nature is actually in the Constitution. It's like, for not having psychology, they did pretty fucking well. To just call it civics or whatever they called it at the time, like governmental I don't know what they actually called American politics when they were making it, but it's weird how much human nature is baked right in the thing.
I almost wonder if in a more moral, more just world, in a world surrounded with Christianity, which is the world that built this country, it's weird because it's almost like it's easier to decipher what is human nature in that world. I don't
When
know. I don't
people
know.
have morality.
Yeah, I think so, because then it's like you just simply ask yourself, like, what would I prefer, right?
Do unto others as you would do to yourself.
Sure. But then in a modern world like this, where people are just off the fucking wall lunatics.
Well, there's nothing to ground us, right? We don't have like this thing that, people always said, I remember growing up, like, oh, you're going to be scared to die. It's like they shamed you into hell. I don't think it was necessarily shame they were trying to teach, or they were trying to teach us, like, hey, man, like, when you go to the other side, you kind of want, like you make hell here and you bring it with you kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was like to ease your mind of like, if I'm a good person, I'm going to go somewhere good. And then when people lost that, you naturally degrade to hell. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm sure Pleasure Island, David, was paved to hell in Pinocchio, as George Peterson would say. But
Yeah, this is interesting. So to just expand further on this is the Destiny news as well. Destiny posted, unreal. Elon Musk and other conservatives got me banned from Twitch. My entire income is gone now. So much for the party of free speech. Somebody did add community notes to this. Destiny was already banned on Twitch from March 2022 and is not streamed on the platform side. He is, however, active on Kick and YouTube as well as on his own website. So I don't know if, as far as the community note goes, is this dated? Is this letter dated? I'm sure it would be. It doesn't appear to be. As far as the community note goes, I don't know if he was posting this just to stir up shit. But let's roll forward, assuming he's telling the truth. Let's assume he just got banned on Twitch. To be clear, he's a giant pile of garbage, but I absolutely would be against that. Just in the name of consistency, if Twitch is a platform, it needs to act as a platform. And just like I don't want to be targeted for hate speech when God knows who is in the White House next. Gavin Newsom, AOC.
Dude, it's
I
like
don't
a
know.
future. This is so like poisonous to your psyche to like think you can't express yourself openly. It bleeds self-resentment, like to your partner, to your job, to what? Now it trickles to my politicians. Well, that's how you get Hitler, David. Literal Hitler. Or Mao Zedong, God
Actual
forbid.
Hitler?
Actual Hitler.
Not blue jeans, hot blonde Hitler?
No, I will take that Hitler, though. Right here.
By the way, was Sydney Sweeney in danger? Right? Like Charlie Kirk, they run around calling everybody Hitler, and then when there's active violence against people that they call Hitler, everyone's supposed to be, oh my god, I can't believe it. Which, yeah, he's Hitler, but the guy was, I don't know, it's just, the whole thing's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I sent you that meme somebody shared. It was like the party that was flipping out about a hot girl wearing jeans is now like trying to show sympathy
Well,
or
that's what
whatever.
kind of reminded me, because I'm like, man, they called her a Nazi for doing an ad where she was just hot wearing jeans. Like, are we really there? Are we really there? Hot blonde is Nazi because she's blonde? She's blue eyes? She's Nazi immediately? It's crazy. Can we agree that's crazy? It's crazy.
A little crazy.
And now that you've called her a Nazi, now she's in danger. Because remember, they dehumanize you, and then they compare you to the worst people on earth, and then they say go. And what do you expect to happen? Violence
They
is the
called the
only
Jews. Yeah, they called Jews rats for how long?
2 + 2 can only be 4. You say we're not human, you say we're Nazis, there's only one outcome. It's violence. You
And
immediately
the
take
crazy thing is
discourse
like
off the table.
the bus example. I heard somebody shared that thing. It was the picture of the girl like right after her crying because she's about to lose her life because of a hate crime, and it said, "We will not forget about you," because Charlie Kirk just was like the next day or whatever, the day after,
Mhm.
and it just overblew it. But that is a good instance of like that guy is a criminal and mentally ill, and then he's hyped up by the mass media machine, the algorithm.
Ryan, that Ukrainian on the subway must have been a Nazi. She had blonde hair.
Well, she was from Ukraine, David.
Do people understand? I really hope at the very least, and I know it's easy to play teams and whatever, and if you're caught in that world where you're just playing teams, I get it. But can everyone at least acknowledge? And we can go into this big, Trump's playing 4D chess no. Can we just all agree though that it is not a good idea to give government this form of authority?
They weren't supposed to possess it, David. Because if they did, they would have been given it by the founding fathers of this country. The government was never supposed to monitor our language. Not never. Not what I say, not what I print, not what I practice, not what I complain about, not what I ask you for, not where I go, not how I get there. None of that. I basically just reinterpreted the First Amendment for everybody if you didn't catch that. You're not allowed to control this. Like, that's like basically the idea of it. Or what I write down with my hands. Or where I protest. It literally says you're not allowed to. And these are the documents you swore upon. So do you agree to these documents or do you not? And if you don't, that's cool, but you need to tell me. Because if you didn't, then we don't have a democracy because I elected you to uphold the documents, allegedly. Just like my wife is supposed to uphold her vows on her wedding day, David. Clearly, I think we hold our politicians to higher regards than we hold our wives.
Divorce
Or
is
at
never
least
okay, Ryan.
or at least a close one to them.
Cash Patel.
This is well, I could say he's not our agent. Wink, wink, people.
Oh wait, no. Let's do Don Lemon first, because this will. Don Lemon's a garbage human being. Can we agree to this? He was on CNN, I believe, and then was canned from CNN, as he should have been.
And then he started his own podcast, even though he talked shit about the independent media for years and years and years and years and years. And now, just like Chris Cuomo and even Tucker, interesting enough. And then here they are, being the new heads of media, David. Because the most powerful people in the world own their own media companies. So.
I said I'm going to set this up, but I said the day of the Charlie Kirk shooting when he was killed. I said that I almost didn't do a podcast, and then when I thought about it, I thought, man, we have to. Like, the only answer is to do one. But the part of the reason why I originally thought like not to do one, because I didn't want it to be taken the wrong way, like I was just doing it for like clout, right? Like, oh, we did a show, It's the hot topic. Got to cover the hot topic, Ryan. So I get it to an extent, but at the same time, I'm just gonna play the clip and we can go from there. But just to set this up a little bit.
The thing that is so obvious about it, and I think is so disgusting, is that you don't really care. You don't really care about Charlie Kirk. What you care is that this is a moment that you can use for clicks, to boost your podcast or your streaming show or your radio show or your television show or your news show or your MAGA bona fides with the MAGA group or your political stripes, that you can improve it, or you can have a moment where you're crying in front of the cameras. You gather all the reporters at the Capitol and you go, and it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's the left and whatever. And the thing that
I don't know.
Wow, it's crazy. It's like he knows the playbook that he used for years and years and years and did it to us. Sounds like every school shooting you ever covered there, Don Lemon. Sound like the COVID propaganda you gave me. It sounded like the anthrax on the mail. It sounded like weapons of mass destruction. It sounded like 9/11 lies. Also, he is correct. That's what's funny about it. There is people doing it for clicks, for clout, for misinterpretation. I was mad. No clout there, David. I was mad that they're assassinating my fucking political peers, that they are assassinating our political representatives on the internet, on our streets, that we're told doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter so much you're killing them, huh? When's my death? The next day I go out and talk politics in the bar, David, like a good old December night here. Practice what I preach. But yeah, I was not doing anything for clout. If anything, my anger drove people away because they didn't want to hear it yet. They didn't want to hear that I'm upset that they're targeting us. Now, they're not targeting you, Ryan. No one gives a fuck about you. Okay. It's weird, David. It's very weird. I told you guys, I meant that shit. You're going to have to hear news from a third-party podcaster. It's going to be given to them on like a scrapbook of paper. You're gonna go in a garbage. Guy's gonna go in a garbage can, fucking leave his phone in the car, and like walk down a dark alley and knock on a. That is really how it's gonna be. I heard a thing today that the Saudi Arabian government has. You know that scene in Batman, Batman: The Dark Knight, where it's Lucius Fox has all these computer screens. It's basically everybody's cell phone in the city. This is before the NSA spy grid. And Batman told him that we're going to locate the Joker. And he's like, this is unmoral and unethical. And he's like, all right, well, just help me. And then after the machine, he punches in a code, it blows up. So that Batman was like, of course, David, only Batman could be unethical and then ethical, clearly. But the idea is, it's basically that's what Dubai has. These people are steering the human condition now. Like, they know what they're doing. They know who they're targeting. They know about it. I heard Charlie Kirk was going to go on Candace Owens and spill the guts about some of his donors, billionaires that he took money from, and then he was having different opinions than what the donors wanted. Now I know it's all going to get wrapped up in the Israeli and Jew thing, which could be very true, but Candace Owens is coming public with stuff. Obviously, I've seen how much detail she's put into prisoner numbers, David, so she clearly must be circumventing the globe for these.
I mean, since you brought it up.
Those of you who think that you are going to replace...
Can you pause it, please?
Okay.
I'm sorry. And look, I'll go on record this about Ben Shapiro because I didn't actually, I guess, formulate a respectable enough answer. I still think he's a pile of crap. Like the pile of crap on the internet. This isn't going to negate all the bad that you've done or the pandering that he has done. Okay, I don't think he's been a net negative on the movement. I'm not going to be that type of guy. That's not my lane. That's not our area of the internet, David. Let him have his flowers where he is. I'm just happy that people are waking up and have different info. Fine. But if I'm supposed to think that what you're doing is just Veep, Ben Shapiro, and that you don't have a master orchestrated plan on what to do after all this, you're mistaken, buddy. Turning Point USA had to be one of your largest competitors when it came to alternative media. One thing you were slipping at was getting the young audience because Brett Cooper is no longer with you, and I don't see any other really young talent out there. Brett Cooper kind of got dudes and girls because she was a girl, but then she was kind of cute enough to get dudes. So it was like, oh, wow, dude, this girl like is cool. You don't have that now, Ben Shapiro. So are you going to ride the coattails of somebody that captured the youth with his actual personality that isn't dry and fucking pompous? So you don't get off the no list, Ben Shapiro. I still think you're a slime ball. I think this is an opportunist movement, and you know, if the Crowder and Candace things made me think something before, why would this make me think any different? I'm supposed to believe that this is you. Oh, I'm only doing it to help it. Now, granted, he is probably helping the family. He has the resource. That actually makes a lot of sense. But are you going to, like, in 6 to 12 months, transition this back to them and their team? That's none of my business. But this is what I'm thinking. Like, the next 6 to 18 months with this business model of theirs together. Because once again, Turning Point USA was huge. It's probably bigger than Ben Shapiro shit right now. So, like, you got to think that traffic's going somewhere. That also, his wife should not be making public statements. You know, I love that's a woman. Hell have no fury like a woman. Score like this woman's going to war. No. Let her go home and take care of her children and die with dignity. You think she wants to fucking fight? Oh, this just strengthened her resolve or broke her mind. Imagine being able, your kids can look up the video of your father getting assassinated for the rest of your fucking life. And then everybody's out here saying that she's going to go get him. Go get him. You guys don't even remember that girl's name that got killed. 2 days before, right in the throat, David. Ain't that weird? Same spot. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Kings are born. You don't just get to depose and tell us that we're going to follow this individual, okay? I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA. You put a shill in Charlie Kirk's chair, in Charlie Kirk's company, and you try to tell us to follow that individual, I will be an enemy of you. There will be nothing that can stop me. Okay. And I want you guys to understand this is not a threat. This is a promise. There will be nothing that can stop me. I will release every single text message. So to those of you who are trying that, I'm seeing the messages. I am telling you to back off right now. Like right now. Don't do it. Okay. Don't you think about it. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you were that were exerting pressure. Don't you pretend to be noble now and say nice things about Charlie Kirk and think you're going to slide into his chair. Okay.
Ben Shapiro.
Over my dead body, which I'm sure can be arranged.
Just beep, Candace. The devil reached out to her. I'm fucking telling you. She's seen him. She had to have. You know where she probably seen his face, David? Ben Shapiro. Where he was sitting with him.
Something happened to Candace. Man,
dude, I'm sure she has a very nice husband, like probably very please and thank you. Not that he's like scared of her, but he like his demeanor's probably very like, yeah, sure, honey. Whatever you say, man. Holy shit. I'm sure the text messages are not Ben Shapiro. It's all the other people that work there, David. Clearly.
It'd be interesting to know what's going on behind the scenes there because, man.
This implosion of the right wing. Didn't we talk about this like before Trump even? It's like they don't know what to do with all this stardom. We all got Trump elected. Well, I did more and you did more. We're holding each other's hair back while we're all throwing up all over the place.
I think I've said this before. I think it seems like the reason there's so much infighting on the right is because I think the right allows for more ideas by nature, which then allows for more difference of opinions.
Not anymore, David. Hate speech. It's hate speech. It's crazy. You make all them Republicans and just turn them back into Democrats, David. It's called the American Dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. George Carlin.
Okay, I'm not going to lie, Ryan. The second Kash Patel clip I have teed up is way better than the first one. But let me explain. The first one made me laugh, so I just have I have to play it. Here's Kash Patel. Still not a fan. Go.
One question I had is, that you are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups, which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring a physical program at BFTC at Quantico because FBI agents carrying guns in the field have to chase down bad guys and do really hard work. The physical fitness standards of those agents
So are you requiring
appropriately
these
assessed.
kinds of pull-ups?
We are requiring everybody to pass the 1811 standards at BFTC. If you want to chase down a bad guy and put him in handcuffs, you better be able to do a pull-up.
The reason I ask is that there are concerns about whether or not being able to do these kinds of harsh pull-ups is really required of FBI agents.
Doing
Anyway,
one pull-up
Mr.
is not
Patel,
harsh,
I
and there are always
gravely
medical
concerned.
exemptions to that.
It's also funny, the party that says there's no difference between men and women, she acknowledged that there's literal physical differences between men and women at such a biological level that it makes it actually almost physically impossible for women to do fucking pull-ups without serious training. Like on their knees, that thing with the board that you can set your weight to and it's assisted pull, like that forever.
That was actually the first thing I thought of when I saw that clip. I saw that clip and I'm like, wait a minute, you're the people that say we're all the same and there's no differences, and now you're saying that women having to do a pull-up is
Sexist
so impossible
because of boobs
Wait a
and
minute.
your butt.
Wait a minute. Before you guys took power, women could just dead hang for 30 seconds. That was the standard. Literally go up, grab the bar. Can you hold your own 110-pound frame for 30 seconds?
It's pretty hard.
Whatever it was.
It's pretty hard. Dead hanging ain't easy. It's a good core exercise. It's, it's like any of these other metrics. Not that it's sexist, but like on average, the people that can hold their weight up longer are generally have more core strength. It's just like a good metric of overall fitness. It's not like a 1-for-1. Like, you ever tell a girl that like guys are stronger? Like, wow, so I'm just like, no, look at all the powerlifting ever done. It's men.
And by the way, on this stand, am I to believe that the standard is one pull up?
Yes.
Be an FBI agent. One pull up gets it done.
Well, yeah, chase bad guys, David. So
right, one. You
that may be the basic. Maybe the basic. I do know, for example, for like the police around here, there's a minimum, and then when you go off to like the actual academy, they do that minimum is just like the basic. And they always tell you to go overboard because that is just the basic, and you don't want to show up to be conditioned and be behind. While these guys are like running 6-minute miles, you're at 8-minute miles.
I don't know if I'm fucking crazy. I'm not in good shape. Can I like just leave with this? I'm not in particularly good shape. I'm not a fucking I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a fucking gymnast. To me, one pull-up is fucking wild.
Can you do one pull-up?
One?
Yeah, get up and do a pull-up. It's right across from you.
Of course I can do a pull-up.
Go do one.
You want me to go do a pull-up?
Do a pull-up right now.
Just one pull-up?
You don't gotta. Yeah, you don't gotta film it. I trust you. Go do a pull-up. They're fucking hard. His gym equipment is legit across the studio when I was there this weekend, and I put his toilet in it. The outlet for his billionaire toilet, his Bruce Wayne ass cleaner. Hilarious. What if he's doing extra? Just say like, yeah, I did 4.
I did 5, and I came back.
5. Ooh. Okay. So out of shape. Probably haven't done a pull-up in 10 years.
Out of shape. Don't work out that regularly. I mean, I just started again. 215 pounds. I just did 5 and came back to podcast. I'm sorry. One, we're talking about the elite, like top tier group of police force. One.
Super cops, Dave.
And we're debating if it's too crazy. I've always said this. Me and you kind of differed a little bit on this. Although I always understood your position about like females in the military, for example. And I've always said this: have one standard. If you pass, you're in. If you don't pass, you're not in. Now, when I say that, I don't want the standard to be brought down. I want the standard to be a high bar, and I want everybody to fucking hit it. Because I want to be an elite group of ass kickers. I think that's the whole point.
Oh, Dave, we have rainbow flags on our fucking Black Hawk helicopters.
I don't think I should be in the FBI. I don't think I should be in the military. I don't think I'm in good enough shape to be defending the nation.
Well, it's sexist against women, David.
Like what What if the standard is to be so low and so weak, then why have a standard? Just let anybody join.
We don't want to waste resources, David.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Maybe implement a standard. Well, the standard, is sexist because women can't do it. Well,
Dude, I want a
lower your
crazy stand. I want a fucking the standard I want's fucking absurd. I want fucking 50 pull-up. I want to be, dude. I want these people to be elite freaks of nature. Why do we reserve that for the NFL? Could you imagine?
Josh Allen as a
This is
fucking
crazy,
police officer.
dude. Like fucking.
Sir, get on the ground. Get on the fucking ground. 6'5".
Could you imagine breaking the
240.
law and then like DK Metcalf 6'4" fucking runs a sub 4.3 40? Just like you are not running from that guy. He is gonna beat your ass when he catches you. But now, no, he's a receiver in the NFL. That's crazy. That guy should be fucking kicking ass. Fucking UFC fighters. Like,
Imagine Brock Lesnar as a police officer. Sir, I pulled you over. Nope, but I'll take whatever ticket you're giving me.
Yeah,
sir.
just sign it up. I fully comply.
Can I pay you directly? Can I pay you directly?
Please, I fully fucking comply. Please do not kick my ass.
I'll never forget. I went to a concert. I tried jumping the rail, and the guy came over. He was super big. He leaned over, just over like this. He's like, "Hey, you try that again, I'm slamming you to the ground." I was like, "Good concert,
Dude, that's it. That's it, though. That's the threat of violence. That's what's so effective.
I was not cool enough to get beat up at a concert. I'm like, I'm going to see the rest of this show. And
The threat of violence is so wildly effective. Just being a big ass dude that, like, ooh,
yeah, I'm kind of tall. Yeah, I'm kind of like on the taller side. I'm not tall. Like 6 over is tall to me, but like that's what I mean. Like for somebody to like lean down to me and me kind of feel like a little small. They're substantially tall. Like they're tall, and it's like fuck. I gotta hit you with like a person to like.
Dude, I'll never forget. I got in a fight one time. This dude was 6'5", and I'm like, this is gonna be rough. I just knew going in, like, this is gonna be rough. This dude is 6'5", 230, and not fat. Like, this is gonna hurt. But just do it. I mean, fuck, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't. I'm not gonna back down. That's a bitch move.
No, you really can't. I mean, you could, but he's probably gonna beat you up anyways. I heard from Scott Calloway is the best shit ever. He's like, when you walk into a room, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you should either be able to outrun or outlift everybody in that room. I was like, bet. That's all I got to run. Because if you could beat them up because you're stronger, great. If you can't, you got to be able to run away from them. That's like just our evolutionary things. Like, can I beat you up or run away from you?
And there's people on Earth that can do both, which is
both terrifying.
And those need to be FBI agents.
And riding horses with their fucking feet and shooting bow and arrows all at the same time.
I need those people in the military. Can't do a pull-up. Oh,
give me the dude with the Xbox controller, David.
All right, we'll close out on this one. That was good. Cash Patel.
Oh, we already did Destiny. I'm sorry. The other Cash Patel clip. That's right.
Yeah, that was good Cash Patel. Here's bad Cash Patel.
I love this guy.
Who, if anyone,
is Representative Massey or whatever?
Besides himself?
No, this is. I actually don't know who this is. No, Thomas Massey is solid. I don't know who this guy is.
No, I love him.
I've seen most of the files. Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
In the files?
In the case file.
Okay. Now, you've seen most of the files.
I thought there was a list.
No, there's not a list.
But we were told there's a list.
Well, then we were told there wasn't a list.
Was that just political, David? But Ghislaine Maxwell did time for the client list.
Well, yeah, kind of. He trafficked girls to no one is pretty crazy though.
Just himself.
He trafficked
Nobody
them
was
to
driving
himself.
prostitute around. It's crazy, dude.
Dude, the Epstein thing is. I certainly don't want that to go away.
They're trying, brother. They're fucking trying.
I don't. Their messaging has been so bad on Epstein, just awful.
Yeah, you almost wonder how they can fumble it that bad, unless it was on purpose, you know. Which I know we know it's on purpose, but it's kind of like the whole point of like continually covering this. Because you kind of see how like these loose threads, just you kind of start pulling on them, they unspin, and then you get hit with the well, it's a distraction. No, it's World War III, boys. It's right in front of your face.
Ooh, Utah prosecutors released the text messages sent by Charlie Kirk's assassin Tyler Robinson to Tyler's transgender roommate. Totally
And
super straight Trumper. Let's see. What do they say? Robinson, I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in OREM for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still, to be honest. I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude. They then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from the drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week. I can get close to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept the spot, but I don't want to chance it. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice Bulgage's ooh on Fox, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna leave it. That really fucking sucks. I think he's talking about the rifle. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does fine. I don't know. I think that was a $2,000 scope. Robinson, delete this exchange. Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle and it's very unique. He's calling me on it. Oh, he's calling me right now, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Robinson, you are all I worry about, love. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you.
can't stand his hate. Some hate can't be negotiated with, so I'm gonna kill him out of hatred.
That's madness.
Crazy because I haven't heard shit about mental health. It's all God's bringing us together. Really? That's true. I'm glad. You guys know I love God, all that. But like, maybe we should like kind of check in on each other here. It's weird, man. It is weird.
I'm just scrolling to see if there's anything else before we get out of here.
So let's be honest here. Now that we've caught the guy, allegedly, I'm not going to get conspiracies. I'm sure those will roll. Ben Shapiro's taking over the mantle once again.
Yes.
What's next? What are we expecting? And yeah, if we fast forward a year, are we still talking Charlie Kirk?
I don't think so. Like I think when you say we, I think you mean like the industry as a whole.
Yes.
I don't see
It's
it.
yeah, it's the show goes on, just break a leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see it.
Not for long, league.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you say?
I mean, what else do you say? I mean, the biggest thing I think we take away, I mean, I think, Dave, our next step is to get Mike Tremont on and get Christian on. I think that's what we can do for our audience so that we can actually get like political inside information. Maybe we'll see a change in government structure, rally structure, political debates. Maybe they're inside with gun camera, like all of that. I'm kind of just curious. Like I used to be able to redress my grievance, which is basically what Charlie Kirk was doing, but with college kids, right? Instead of like redressing the government of his grievance, he was going there as the archetypal stand-in representation as conservative Republican. And then he would allow them to come redress the grievance with the idea and the movement through him. Fucking genius. It's kind of like reversing people's shadow on them, right? Like using Union psychology. Now, he may have got this from scripture in the Bible. It's probably what Christ did. But I think it is interesting that like the very thing he promoted is the thing we're losing. I mean, it's the snake eating its tail.
Well, that's really the ultimate irony of this whole situation.
And then it's going to breed more of it because we're not going to be having it.
Well, it does one of two things. It does that, or it creates the world's biggest vacuum.
Well, it is Turning Point USA, David. The day before 9/11. Immigrant gets throat slit. Charlie Kirk gets blasted in the throat, and then the anniversary of the largest terrorist attack in the history of the country is the following day. Bam. Oh, and your kids went to school on Monday. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to think that we're going to be talking Charlie Kirk in a year here on the program, kind of sick of predicting future events.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why we should get Dr. Mike Tremont on, maybe talk to him, maybe like really pick his brain on this history, religion, politics thing I preach. Is it smart to be just talking shit to everybody? Not literally, but when I'm out there just going gun hoeing and trying to pick people's brain, is that even smart? I know what he's going to say. I read the room, but the point in just, I think it's now more than ever. Like I told you guys, I talked politics at a bar I went to last weekend. I know a guy, he had a Charlie shirt on. He's a dude who always wears Trump shirts too. But he had a shirt that said Charlie. It's like he's basically been a political billboard through his outfits over the last few years.
Mhm.
And this shit ain't going away. There's a guy in East Aurora, New York, that has a sign on his yard that says, "I am Charlie Kirk." That's making its way around social media. So I'm glad there's inspiration and movement, but England arrests more free speech act like people on the internet than pedophiles. Our current president is more worried about hate speech because of this assassination than like preserving liberty and freedom and dignity. Talks about core values of the United States. Like a lot of that is like you don't judge the law like that. I would think you don't change the whole laws because of one person. Like this thing is supposed to be experiment, and I think we're running out of road, and that's okay. But I'm not expecting to turn back the sands of time because we're taking each other's lives over differing points of view. I've gotten into fights with family over this. I've been kicked out of people's houses. I've been left on, I've had everything gone with political opinions except violence. So, what more can you say? We'll get Dr. Mike Tremont on. I think we'll discuss it with him. And I think more than that, that's all we can really do going forward. It's just really like, buy ammo and bread, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I think Christian would have a good view on this because that's kind of what he did. Like in college, he was a part of the college Republicans group on his campus, and that was, I'm sure, even back then. And by the way, as respectful as he is as a person, he's not us, and I mean that respectfully to him. He's not us, and quite frankly, I'm not you. Like there's levels to this shit, Ryan. I'm just
Yeah, I'm
saying.
getting shot way quicker than Charlie Kirk. Way quicker. And I'm not like acting like a
what's
tough
crazy
person.
about
I'm
this.
not out here. Yeah, I'm not out here telling people you're a fucking idiot. Like, I'm not like that. It's just like, no. Like, no, dude. Like, no. It's just, I'm strong willed and strong belief, just like these people that press me. But yeah, you're going to shoot me before that guy. Like, fuck, dude.
But
Maybe not say anything. But then they win. They hate us because of our freedom, but got my freedom.
But to the point I was making, though, I think even way back then, even Christian being Christian, I think even back then he was facing a lot of pushback. Just daring to be a Republican in college was probably it put you in a tense spot.
Definitely not popular with the ladies.
I think he did all right.
No, well, he did, but women tend to be Democratic. Women
Yeah,
tend to
sure.
vote Democratic.
Well, college girls tend to be sluts, so that makes sense. It's not wrong.
Why, David? It's not like college are breeding grounds of mass morality and education and focus and discipline. It's not like we just take all the hottest girls with all the college scholarships from all of the teams from all over the county and stick them all in the same building with all of the jocks.
Well, I'm sure a lot of girls probably get a lot of scholarships for being able to accomplish 30-second dead hangs.
Is that what they call it now? Come here, honey. Dead hang on this for me. Yeah, you're going to college. Way to get into Harvard. This is the hardest I've ever worked. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Maybe I am misogynist, Dave. It's okay. Well, here's what I learned, David. Out of this entire Charlie Kirk thing, these people are completely fine with silencing my speech so long as they are not the ones in power. Because they know the second that they get in power, that the wrath that they're going to distill on us is going to be twice that. And there will come a time that the hammer breaks after the swing. And I would like to think it's after my death, but I don't think so. So, until the blood is forcibly washed off, David. Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast in human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time. And I will see everybody tomorrow for Hump Day.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.
Later.